It may be too late for everybody, but we're live. Oh, hi, Debbie. Hey. So I decided that I would just come live for a little bit. I did a quick makeshift little full moon put together just because, sometimes if you're like me and you have muggle jobs on top of witchy jobs, you don't always have time to do anything super elaborate, you know? So I just wanted to hold a little bit of sacred space tonight and just hang out, hang out for a bit. I had a nap today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty chill. I'm doing well. How are you all? Hi, Spirit Seekers Paranormal. Hello, hello. How are you all doing? It's the last super moon of the year, so I hope you guys all have something planned, because I don't. Been a busy witch. Busy, busy, busy. Yeah, just chilling. Chilling tonight. Just chilling. I thought about whipping out the good. I'm glad you're doing good. I thought about whipping out the tarot deck and my first tarot deck and writing some notes on the cards. You know how I deface my cards before Drunken Dibs. I haven't done that for a hot minute, so I was thinking about doing that, and then I was like, nah, it's too late at night. It's too late at night. Hi, Lena. You've missed me. Girl, I don't know how. I don't know how. I feel like I'm on this darn website all the time. All the time. Hi again, Julie B. Julie B says hi again because I was helping to moderate, and I was in the chat for a Sabbath social live about a little over an hour ago. And it was really good. It was really good. If you guys have not checked out Sabbath Social, do so. Please do so. There's a lot to offer there. A lot to offer. My AC is on high because it is hot. It is hot down here in Florida. It was really good, Julie B. Spirit Seekers Paranormal, just chilling. Same here, girl. Same here. Just vibing. Just getting to a good, I don't know, state of being before I head to bed. I have things to do tomorrow, so it's going to be yet another busy day, which I'm not complaining about. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, Debbie was there too. I should check out Savage Social, I'm telling you. Thank you. Sorry if I bumped the mic. It's one of my new faves. One of my new faves. I was actually wearing my Sabbath Social t-shirt. I just threw it on, not thinking that, oh, we've got an event this weekend. I might want to save that for Sunday. So yeah, I'm just sitting here. I, cleansed the space a little bit. I took a quick shower to rinse my hair because I recolored my hair. I do it every witchy weekend. Or every witchy week, I guess we should say. Which, if you guys have not checked out Witchy Weekend, you got your shirt yesterday? Sweet. Awesome. Calculating how many margaritas you need to DoorDash for the weekend. Yeah. I preemptively bought a bottle of wine. Still working through the Malibu rum, which I think this weekend I'm going to continue doing that just because full moon. And also, it's just so good. It's so tasty. I love it. Yeah, me too. Samesies. I love Sabbath Social too. So again, I was doing my full moon things tonight to get them, I guess, kind of out of the way because I thanks, thank you. I try, I really do. Um, but I was getting it out of the way tonight just because tomorrow I have a lot of plans, and then of course I work the next day. So my Muggle schedule is very it's 4 10-hour shifts. So you know, got to work around the muggling, if you will. Hi, Moon Fairy. How are you? Howdy, hi. I'm just chilling. I'm just vibing, holding some space. I didn't know, I took a nap today, so a late nap too. So I'm just like, I'll go live for a little bit, and my candle went out. I'll go live for a little bit, and I will vibe with everybody and see how everybody's doing. Surely I'm not the only one that's up late. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Trying to keep this candle alive with my AC on full blast because I am not turning that AC down. That is not going to happen. Sorry. It's an older candle too, so I'm like, uh. I just kind of dug it out of my little chest that I have. Same here. Me too. Usually I am a night owl. Insomnia is a pain. It really is. Usually I'm a night owl too, but here lately I've been trying to get up at a decent time. So, adulting, right? Adulting. So yeah, I'm just, just vibing, chilling out. I was telling everybody before I was thinking about pulling out the tarot deck and marking it up and defacing it some more, but I was like, nah, it's a little late for that. Here, we got it going now. Again. White candle for tonight because we're going into the full moon. I know technically it's not until tomorrow, but I got to work the next day. So by the time I get everything done, I'm just going to want to chill. I've also got my selenite out. Look at that. And I use this as a representation for the full moon. So tonight it will go on the altar with my statues, and tomorrow I'll probably put it by the window to soak up some good vibes. So I write basically like key terms that stick out to me. So what I do is I go through the book. Sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes I'll just pick off cards off the top of the deck and just, do it that way. Sometimes if I feel like pulling a card for the day, which I don't do on a regular basis, I'll go ahead and tell you that now. But if I do feel like pulling a card for the day, I'll just pull a card and I'll look at the book, and because I that's the whole point, I guess, for me, is to write key terms that stick out to me from the book, and in theory, I'm hoping that helps me learn. So yeah, because I'd like to be pretty good at it. Which is one big reason why we don't charge for readings for drunken divinations. Um, and I think everybody in the chat right now is seeing drunken divinations. So, but we're not professionals. So, We only charge for tips, and that's just to help pay for the alcohol. So I have an alcohol fund. Ah. But yes, it's been a busy month or so, you know? So here we are, just chilling, just vibing. Thanks, Debbie. I'm glad you think so. It's the confidence needs to wash over me a little bit more some nights, but you know, if I was sitting with each of you face to face and just going off of feels, I could probably do a hell of a lot better, but can't do that in a virtual setting. At least I haven't tried. I don't know. I don't know. So, any plans for the full moon this week? Anybody doing any big spell work that you want to like hint to? I mean, you don't have to share, but I'm curious. I'm definitely curious. I'll live vicariously through you. I'm going to be too busy this weekend, but with Witchy Weekend. Yes, I'm really excited to see Wine and Witchcraft's video. They have a hot topic coming. So I'm really interested on seeing that. Seeing what that's going to be about. Double feature Friday is going to be awesome, of course. Oh, that's what I should do tomorrow. I should watch that movie. Hi, Noah. Long time no see, bitch. I'm just holding some sacred space before I head to bed because I wanted to go ahead and get the full moon stuff out of the way tonight since I work the day after tomorrow. Danu has the zoomies, that's what you're hearing. So she's feeling the vibes too. Oh, your kids start school tomorrow? Yeah, I get the nervousness. I get it. I had quite a few, excuse me. I had quite a few friends and family whose kids started school. Also, friends who started school themselves. So, absolutely. Oh, Noah. No problem. It's for me too. It was selfishly at first. Now I'm just like, I'll open up a chat and see how everybody's doing. I had a nap today, so I'm just trying to wind down a little. Yep. Lots of stuff coming this weekend. I figured I'd talk a little bit about that too. We've already talked about the Sabbath Social Live that happened a little over an hour ago. That was pretty cool. You should definitely check that out, Noah. We'd love that. Michelle's awesome. What else? Witchy Weekend is this weekend, so double features Friday. They're going to be watching or reviewing Shaun of the Dead. I need to watch it. I've never seen it. Anthony apparently has, but I haven't. Let's see. Saturday's Drunken Divs. Dorothy's going to be on Drunken Divs, or a lot of you probably know her as Fluff Bunny. So that's going to be really fun. That's what Anthony says, Moon Fairy. Anthony says it's hilarious. I don't think I've seen it. I really don't. So tonight I cast, I'm yawning, but I was diving back into this book. Sorry if I bumped the mic, but I was diving back into this for the circle casting that I did tonight, which was I just made it really quick. I tweaked it a little bit. You can tell Look at all those notes. You can tell when I've read a book. But yeah, I felt the vibes. I'm feeling it, you know. But yeah, I just figured I'd come on and chat a little bit while I wind down. You guys will probably see me fall asleep here soon. So yeah, Drunken Div Saturday, then Wine and Witchcraft Sunday. They've got a hot topic. And then Sunday, we also have our Sabbath social ice cream social. So keep your eyes peeled for some video for that, because I finally get to meet Justin and Brittany in person. It's going to be fun. Super excited. Super excited. And nobody's really said anything other than Moon Fairy about any full moon plans that they have. It's just been a busy year, I think. Excuse me. One day, Debbie, one day we're going to be a little, one day we'll be a little farther spread out, and, you know, we'll have hopefully people in every state to hold events. Hopefully. One day. Baby steps. Yes, we do, Noah. I'm excited too. I'm really excited. Super excited. They're gonna be like tired by the time their live gets around. Oh gosh. I apologize. I'm getting sleepy. But they're gonna be super tired by the time their live comes around, because they're coming all the way here. Brittany lives in Orlando, so that's about 2 hours away. About 2 hours. It's a little less. It depends on traffic, really. Julie B, yes, do that cleansing, Goyle. That's what this is all about. Releasing, full moon releasings. I thought about doing a whole thing again, like we did for Sabbath Social for the past new moon. I'm awful, I know, I apologize. But then I was like, I'm getting kind of tired. It's getting kind of late. So after I'm done here, I'm gonna pour some milk for some spirits, and then I'm gonna leave. And I say leave, but I'm gonna go to bed. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take my ass to bed. I love Brittany and Justin too. Samesies. I love all you too. Thanks for being here and chilling with me for a bit. And how? Yes. Yeah, I didn't even really know what I wanted to talk about. I was just like, well, I was gonna do a ritual. Mark was gonna be here, but he had to work. He had to close today. And at first he was like, absolutely, I'll do it with you. And then he was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm tired. And I was like, oh, boo, I feel you. I feel you, but I wanted to do something before bed because, again, it's gonna be a busy day tomorrow. Busy day. I have to take Mom tomorrow morning to go get a van from Sarasota. So we're going to have a bit of a drive in the morning. Hopefully that doesn't take all day, but yeah. And then, of course, some preparations for Witchy Weekend. Whoop, whoop. But yeah. Yippers. I need to start getting into the habit of pre-scheduling some pre-recorded videos, because with everything that's been going on, y'all, I have not even thought about touching pre-recorded. Not even thought about it. I have some things already recorded on the computer, but I have to edit them, and I've thought about just releasing them without editing them. But then I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. Because all these yawns and and you knows be an hour of those. Yeah, but still, I still want to release some content, you know? Still want to release it. Peppers. Need to find more people for Drunken Dibs. We've got this month planned. Nobody that I've invited has seemed to be available next month. So I need to fill out next month. So if anybody has any ideas of anybody new, let me know. Otherwise, it's just going to be me and Mark next month, I guess, which is fine. But it always adds a little more of an interesting dynamic when there's someone else in, especially newbies. We have a newbie scheduled for October so far. So that'll be cool. It's well, I say a newbie, but they're just new to Drunken Divs. You guys probably know who they are. But I don't want to mention it because it's official, but it's unofficial. I don't consider them official until I get like links and photos. You know what I mean? Because somebody can always cancel. So, meh. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you all for chilling with me. I just wanted to sit and have space with you guys. It's really all I wanted to do. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you all did as well. Unofficially official. Exactly, Julie. Exactly. Precisely. It's unofficially official. You finally did your Linktree, Moon Fairy? Good. I hope you plastered it everywhere because they're helpful. They really are helpful. Before I go, I guess I could give everybody kind of a little teaser. My website is changing. That's something else that I've been busy doing. I've been revamping it, kind of reorganizing a little. I'm ordained now, so I can perform hand fastenings and marriages. And I'm thinking of offering services as well, like other witchy services, like house cleansings and, um, like life celebration rituals, coming of age rituals, that sort of thing. Because ever since I was a baby witch, if you want to call it that, I hate that term, a little witch, a younger witch, I've always wanted to do those things. So now that I'm ordained, I'm like, well, why not now? So I've been busy planning that kind of thing as well. So I was today and, well, not today, but yesterday, and I was really digging into the website. I think that'd be awesome too, Moon Fairy. Thank you. But I was really digging into the website and trying to rearrange it to make room for those things. So hopefully that'll be a thing soon. That's the plan anyway. Yeah. And, I kind of liked the virtual new moon space that we held for Sabbath Social. So, oh, you have to register with the state, Julie. We actually don't have to do that here. It was kind of surprising for me. Every state's different. And I figured with it being in the South and a very conservative state for the most part, I thought, oh, I'm probably going to have to do that. But I didn't have to. Didn't have to do it at all. Basically, I just sign the license and turn it in. That's all I got to do. I do. I know, Julie. I know. I know. So true. Yep. It costs to register. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. Mm-mm-mm. That is a whole thing. But once you do it, that's at least a little extra money you could, you know, collect, especially if you're going to do what I plan on doing, which is like offering to write the whole last ceremony, you know? So that's a whole thing. And I have, um, obviously, I've got experience in public speaking, even though I'm a little what's the word I'm looking? Derpy. That's the word. Derpy, even though I'm a little derpy. 2018. I don't know. They may not have increased it, but then again, we know that state. Who knows? Who knows? And you probably have to register. I mean, I don't know, but some states I've heard you have to like register it in the county. So if you perform in a different county than what you're already registered in, state of confusion, legit. It's the way, it's the reason I am the way I am now because I grew up there. So oh, it's funny. Yeah, no kidding. State of confusion. But yeah, I heard that some states you have to register, or in my research, because that's what I've been, doing recently, especially after I got ordained, is I was like, okay, so how does this work exactly? Because I thought that I would have to take a year and a day, like an official year and a day class. But I to become ordained. Um, but I've never taken a year and a day class. I grew up learning Appalachian magic, granny magic, even though my grandmother never called it that. I grew up learning that from her and from other old biddies, if that's what you want to call them, in the neighborhood, or her friends, or whoever. And just because I had an affinity for the weird and the magical and supernatural, if that's what you want to call it. So when I picked up witchcraft, as all of you I'm sure know by now, I just studied myself. So even though performing rites for people and ceremonies for people, they just did things. Exactly. They just did things. Um, it was never witchcraft. It's not magic. But that's because it was kind of like, now I realize, oh, it's because, church. And the society didn't really, support that, obvi. But yeah, but growing up that way, I just kind of, and picking up witchcraft and Wicca, especially being my first pickup, I was like, oh yeah, in order to perform rites for people and ceremonies for people and hold space for people, I'm gonna have to be ordained. And I thought being ordained and being a priesthood in a specific tradition were the same thing. Um, Now I realize that's not necessarily the case. Backwoods healers, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So my granny was I would call her some sort, I mean, she would probably fall under the healer category. Um, but my granny, and that's what she insisted, which I find funny nowadays as well, is she didn't want to be called grandma. She didn't want to be called mama or Meemaw or Nana, anything like that that I found was interesting for other kids to call their grandmothers. And all of my other grandmothers, I called them grandma. Um, but my granny insisted on being called granny. So I find it funny now looking back at it. I'm like, oh, granny magic, granny, literally granny. And I was the only kid that I knew of that called my grandmother Granny. So that was the whole thing. But I would call her I would say she's some sort of healer. I think she had more expertise with spell work more than anything, just looking back at some of the things that she did. Um, I know I've discussed, you had a granny too, Julie? That's awesome. Um, I know we've discussed on Drunken Divinations, I think, in the past, and even on some of my pre recorded videos, that, how some people would say you have to buy warts from children and that whole thing. And I think we even discussed, my grandmother didn't buy warts from me, but she told my mom the whole dish rag uh, ordeal where so for my granny, she told my mom, you have to take a used dish rag and you clean the warts, and then because I used to get them on my hands really bad as a kid. And she said you clean the warts and then you put it under, it was either the stoop or the stairs or something like that. And that was one of the first things that kind of stuck out to me as a kid, that I was like, Granny know things. That's really cool, Moon Fairy. That's awesome. My granny also, I found out later in life, was especially adept at reading tea leaves. So that I found really interesting. She never mentioned that when I was a kid. So knowing that I was interested in certain things, I found it very surprising that she didn't bring that up to me. Because I never really told my grandmother, my granny, that I was interested in witchcraft. Something just told me she doesn't need to know that information. So I never really told her. But she knew that I was interested in herbs and, you know, uh, backwoods folk magic without actually calling it that. So I've heard about that, Julie. I've heard about that. Most of our New Year's Eve traditions, when I grew up, was really centered around my Irish side of the family, which comes from my mom. So chewing tobacco for everything, I believe that. Absolutely, absolutely, I believe that. And I also think it's funny, which I haven't looked into a lot, but I think I need to get my hands on Jake Richards' new book, because I'm curious to know just the way that he's named it. And I forget what the name is now. Excuse me. Ooh. Yeah, I believe that, Julie. But I need to get my hands on Jake Richards' new book, because just in the way he's named it, I'm curious to see if it has anything to do with like using like store bought. How do I want to describe it? I'm tired now, so it's going to be difficult for me. But using like store bought things to work, any work really. So like with your granny, Julie or Moon Fairy, and using chewing tobacco. Um, was it like her own chewing tobacco that she made, or was it, um, or Julie B, sorry. Uh, well, you're both saying they use tobacco. Oh, you can tell I'm getting tired. But was it like their own that they made themselves, or was it a particular brand? Because something that I think is interesting And we can even see it today um, with Florida water. You know, um, a lot of people use Florida water, and all that really is, I think, I've never used it, um, but I've seen it. Uh, but all that really is, or it was originally created as like a, uh, was it like an aftershave or like a cologne sort of deal? Um, so it was like it's a manufactured, that's the word I'm looking for, a manufactured household product that people, that a culture, that a tradition has adopted into using. And just based off of Jake Richards' new book coming up, but whatever, whoever had, I get it, I get it. Um, but whatever, I'm wondering if there's like particular brands out there that other people's family use for specific things. So, like my granny uh, would literally use dial soap for specific things. Mm, gotcha, Moon Fairy. So, okay, I see. Yeah, it's just interesting for me to think about. Also, I've heard of the whole cigarette in the ear thing, um, and I've known some people to gravitate towards a specific brand of cigarette when you have like an earache or whatever, or blowing smoke into the ear, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Yep, yep, yep. Absolutely interesting. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, Granny used to write things in bars of soap, and she'd leave them outside to dissolve, to do what I would call spell work, which is a really interesting thing. And also, she would use soap to keep critters out of her garden. Yeah. So all the things, right? I don't know. Just curious. All right, y'all. Well, again, thank you for sitting with me. I'm gonna take my butt to bed because I'm tired. The author, Debbie, is Jake Richards. So he wrote Backwoods Witchcraft, which has a lot of spell work and stories um, from his upbringing in, I think it was Tennessee. And he is a uh, gay cis male. So it's a really interesting, I believe he's a gay cis male. Um, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Sorry. Oh, I'm tired. So, oh, interesting, Julie B. There's another book that's about the Pennsylvania Dutch, and it is called The Good Friend or The Old Friend. I have that book as well, uh, that I've kind of flipped through. It's not really a book that you would want to read. Like, I mean, you could read it cover to cover, but it's more of like an informational, like, it's more of a spell book type of deal. But it's all uh, Pennsylvania Dutch spellcraft, basically. It's pretty interesting. And it's funny because I read through that, and I think my granny had some uh, good friends. Yeah, something like that. Or the reliable friend or something. It's on the shelf, but it's dark and I don't want to go digging for it. You can go out now, Candle, if you'd like. You can go out. But it's got a lot of like healing spell work, and a lot of the spell work is like psalms. Is that how you say it? It's spelled like psalms, but it's psalms. So there's a lot of like Bible verses that you can use for spellcraft, that sort of thing, which Jake Richards in his book Backwoods Witchcraft actually touches up on as well. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. I don't use the Bible in my spellcraft. I've thought about looking into it, but I've never worked with the Bible before, just because in my opinion, it contradicts itself a lot. So I'm just like, eh. But I'm also an advocate for people using it, because if they're going to shove it down our throats, might as well use it for what we want to, right? So, all right, y'all. Well, bye. Have a good night. If any of you are interested in those books, catch me tomorrow. Send me a DM, and I'll take some screenshots or something. Yeah, Julie, you did. You did. I get that. I get that, absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Enjoy your full moon tomorrow if you have any plans. Make sure you remember to sit down and just release some energy, relax. You all deserve it. We all deserve it. So take full advantage of that, of this cycle of the moon, and also the last super moon of the year. So be sure to take advantage of that. And I will see you all. Yeah, sweet dreams and moonbeams. I love that. All right. I'll see you all, I guess, Friday in the chat for double feature. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Blessings. Have a good day tomorrow and a good night.